Action! Alright. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna say?
Yeah, this is down was Will and Chris, but Chris is not here. Down was Koda.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? We're in the back of a truck. And where are we at right now? Makapu? Is it Makapu?
Halona blow.
Halona Boho. It's close to Makapu. Wait. My truck.
What have we created for the future generation?
Okay.
Don't tell me we've given it up. Giving it up. I wanna see my little boy run.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about today, Mr. Koda? Your life? Do you want to talk about your life?
My life is equivalent to all life.
Just get comfortable here. Back of the truck.
I am interconnected within all forms of life in the entire universe.
Really?
Are you not?
Yeah, I'm connected.
But how connected is connected?
Have empathy.
What makes you connected? Empathy?
Yeah. Sympathy, empathy.
Tell me more about that.
Like, feeling of being hurt, pain, also happiness, joy, living in the moment. I think that's what it is, right? Touching the soul.
Yeah. Can you feel that in other beings?
Who knows? Not towards psychotic people, but
Alright. You have your answer.
I do. What?
I mean, well, like, okay, so we just had burgers, right?
Yeah.
Did you have empathy for that cow that you were eating?
Oh my God. Not really.
Did you pray before you eat that food?
Not really, but I'm thankful. Like, there's like a Japanese thing where if you're a kid, you go to elementary school, they'll teach you about how to be thinking about the food that you eat.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like fish,
Oh.
the animals that they have to die through.
They teach you about that?
Yeah, like they'll make you like not pray, but they like
Give thanks.
empathize. Yeah, gifting.
Be gratitude.
That's the definition of itadakimasu is what it is.
Itakimasu.
Itadakimasu. Yeah.
Itadakimasu.
I think the only thing we could really do is not waste the food.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we can't help, we can't help the meat production. Like, we can't.
Okay. Since we're talking about food, let's talk about food sustainability in Hawaii.
Okay, sure.
Do you think that's a problem?
Yeah, food sustainability. I think that's a huge problem right now because of the dock workers strike is happening. Shit, that's crazy.
The dock workers strike?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Because it's like a lot of dock workers, I guess they're complaining that they're not getting paid enough.
That's a recurring theme. I see that happening with the hotel workers as well.
Yeah, hotels workers and shit. Yeah, so I think that's a huge problem.
Why is that a problem?
Because, I guess Hawaii, the price is going up, the inflation. Do you agree with the inflation? Like, do you think that's a little too much?
Inflation?
Yeah.
I don't believe in inflation. Isn't inflation what happens when you eat too much salt?
Salt? No.
Salt.
No.
And you get
I think it's inflammation.
Inflammation.
Inflammation is a totally different thing. Inflation is like the price just goes up and I guess the workers don't get paid enough. But I think the only way we really had to get out of that is break the social system.
Break the social system.
Because, everyone's just stuck in working at 9 to 5, right? I mean, that includes me. Like, I'm still stuck in that moment where you still have to work.
Define break the system.
Break system, like, start, like, hustling, I guess, and then work, like, you be your own boss is what I'm trying to say. But in order to do that, you still need financing and all that shit. So I think that's the tricky part is. But once you get through that, I think you start, like, once you learn how to make money from what you have is leading to the success.
Okay, but what if we didn't need money?
No. How do
What
you?
do you really need? What does money buy you?
Money buys you thing. Oh, money buys you food, gold diggers, gold diggers, and cars.
Money buys you food,
Go-
gold diggers, and cars.
and but it
But
does not buy you happiness. Well,
are
if
you
that's
sure?
what your happiness, if you still pursue like gold digger, like that's your choice, you know. Like if you want to keep paying the girl that you think she's worth, but
Oh man, are you coming for me?
no, I'm not calling you out.
Anyways, okay. So back to food security.
Yeah, the back to food security.
What if we became more competent at growing, producing our own food,
Yeah,
farming our own animals,
farming out animals.
and then we just took money out of the equation?
That's a good idea. Oh, like growing it locally.
Growing it locally.
But here's the problem with that. Because look at the population in Hawaii. I think we have over like 1 million population.
That's true, yeah. But there has always been over 1 million people living in Hawaii.
I'm not sure the exact population when.
But it
before
used to
was-
be native Hawaiians.
Yeah, native Hawaiians.
I think that's it's not. I'm not gonna call anything a problem because
It's not as
I'm
much as now.
solution oriented.
It's not as much now because of the United Airlines, Pan Am Airlines. Back in the 50s, they're promoting Hawaii as like a beautiful tourist destination, which led to like the population surge. I think that's true.
Did you learn that in college?
No, I just learned that myself.
See, okay, so now we know that college isn't relevant.
Well, it's not. It really isn't. But I'm going there, because at this point I'm figuring, like, I finally figure out, it's like, okay, it's not really worth it. But I'm almost graduating. Like, it was so
It's
late
not
in my
really
life
worth it,
where
but
I
we're
feel like
almost
it's
there,
not.
boys. We're almost there, boys. Hang on tight.
If I knew that shit in high school, if I knew what I was doing right now, I would have probably not gone to college. But right now I'm too late. Like, I just at this point like wasted so much
Too
money.
deep.
Like, I was just rather graduate and have a degree, probably worth nothing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe worth more. Who knows? But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so college is definitely.
It's a debatable thing.
I feel like when the world is in danger of. Well, the world's not in danger. Let me rephrase that. I feel like when humanity is in the brink of extinction and the future of humanity is dependent on our actions today and our amount of awareness and consciousness, college becomes irrelevant.
That's true.
And in this era of time, 2020 to 2024, the 21st century, I think college is the most irrelevant it has ever been.
Really?
Yeah, because up until now, people were concerned about going to college to learn business, to learn how to make money, to learn how to be doctors, lawyers, all these these big jobs that pay a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And now we've learned
Yeah.
that all money does is make us lazy, unappreciative, and egotistical and selfish.
That's okay. That's kind of true, actually.
If you look at the current state of the world we're in right now,
So I guess there's random.
she got something to say.
I guess.
She has something to add to this.
I guess so. Yeah. But yeah, we don't. Yeah, I totally agree that people don't appreciate money.
No, people appreciate money. Like, people don't appreciate value. People don't value like life anymore because money has become so become the thing that everybody values. Like, people prioritize money, which is just a piece of art, really.
Yeah.
It's just an idea, a concept.
Right.
People put that on a pedestal. People flex on Instagram with it and stuff, and now your value is determined by how much money you have, when in reality money has no real value to life. Like, if you give a dog an $100 bill, that dog is gonna smell it and walk the F away.
Or take a shit on it.
Yeah.
I so agree with that. Yeah.
We're the only beings that like are so attached to money. So like going back to food security,
Yeah. The food security.
I think we need to start realizing our power as human beings, as conscious. You know, if we were smart enough to create money,
Yeah.
we're smart enough to know how to plant vegetables, replant
Yeah.
replant the food that we eat, put it
Mm.
back into the ground, let it recreate itself,
Yeah.
let it make energy for us,
Mhm.
because that's what this world was made to support our life. Money was not made to support our life. Money was made to establish like hierarchy, you know, like establish power, establish
That's
boundaries. Now
that's
that I have more money than you, I have more power than you because I can fly somewhere. I can have more better clothes or
Right,
a
right.
nicer car than you. So now I feel like I'm better than you.
Right.
When in reality, we're the same flesh and blood and bones.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. 'Cause, yeah, money kind of determines people's humanity. I think if you go to places like Philippines, Thailand, any Southeastern Asian countries, they don't have that kind of shit. Like they don't have that privilege of us considering status because of the money. Because everyone, because all the people there are like more third world and they appreciate having food, right? Having food on the table, having that simple lifestyle. Like, because my girlfriend's like that too, and I totally understand. But it's totally different from the American culture where we have everything that we have, like money, food, school,
Yeah.
proper education, what else? Like cars that people would drive up. Like people in the Southeastern Asian, they probably can't barely afford a car, probably buy a food,
Yeah.
right? I'm not saying all. Like,
but yet they're like
rich
the
people.
happiest people. They're way happier
Yeah,
than
they are
the
happy.
average American. And they're way healthier too.
That's why Filipinos are happy.
That's facts. Because they value family.
Mhm.
They value health.
Mhm.
Right? They value authentic happiness.
Right.
Whereas we as Americans, we're overstimulated by technology.
Yep. Technology. Definitely technology. That's the one.
Technology.
Yeah, technology.
We are over-consuming sugar, alcohol, drugs,
Yep.
sex.
Sex. Sex.
Over-consuming, like,
Yeah.
we get things so easily, and then yet we're still like depressed, right? Because we're overstimulated and we're over-consuming.
That's true. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
That's why there's so many like kids that like you see that they're like teenagers yet they're trying to be adults. They're trying to like mimic Lady Gaga or what is it, Katie Jenner,
Yeah.
like all these celebrities, like, on social media. And they care so much about their image on social media that's not even a real image.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
You can't tell what a person is like through social media.
True.
You only see a little fragment of. You see what they want you to see.
Right.
It's like manipulation on your psyche.
Yeah. That's true. I think, yeah, even when I was dating, like, I think money is such not valued enough that, like, what's it called? Even, like, dating there, it's, like, so high standard. Nobody wants to be in a relationship now because they think they're all cool. Like, independent feminism.
Independent feminist.
Do you think that's an issue?
I don't think it's as big as an issue as food security.
It's not.
So like food security in Hawaii, like I think it's such a simple solution.
Because we rely so much on the imports, yeah?
Yes, that's such a huge conflict of interest because we know what to do. We know how to farm.
Yeah, we do.
But we are like in limbo with the capitalism.
Yeah, capital.
So many people will not give up their 9-to-5 job, will not give up their colonized mindset. And I think it takes a huge leap of faith and bravery to be able to decide, hey, this isn't working.
But here's the thing, giving up 9-to-5 job, it's not easy as you think either too, because if everyone's able to do that, people would have done it already.
No, but that's the thing. If everybody did it at the same time, the whole system crashes. the whole system crumbles.
Yeah, if that happens, who's gonna take your order at McDonald's or Zippy?
Exactly.
Or
We don't need to be goddamn eating no goddamn McDonald's, some high ass saturated fat, fructose, corn syrup, diabetes in a cup, extra large McFat flavor, you know, bro.
well, but we did have Teddy's though.
We just had Teddy's Bigger Burgers, which was okay, all locally sourced. First of all,
How do you know?
First
that?
of all,
how do you know that?
I read.
Oh, okay.
I also ask questions.
Okay.
Anyways,
What else is the food
So-
security we have?
if everybody, okay, this is like an extreme, right? Like if there was, let's make it less of an extreme.
Okay.
If we had a group of 20,000 people,
Yeah, 20.
20,000 people, you know, there's like 100,000,
Mm-hmm.
I think, on Oahu.
Yeah.
So that's like what, 20%.
20%.
20% of Oahu. We
Yeah.
would tell them to take $5,000 out of the bank account. If they don't have 5,000, 1,000. If they don't
Right.
have 1,000, I don't know, just take 50% of your money out of
Right,
the bank
right.
account. If we do that all at the same time, the same bank,
Yeah.
that bank would crash.
You think so?
That's the power of the people. One,
Okay.
banks don't have money. They
They
take
don't.
your money and they
And-
put it in the stock market so they can make more money.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like you put your money in the bank, and then they use that money to share it to someone else, and then when you want the money back, they just have it back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a cycle, right?
It's exactly, yeah, and you can't even pull out the amount of money you want. Like if you try to pull out like $10,000, they would be like, no, you can't pull out $10,000.
Yes.
Why? Because we don't have it.
What's the
But they can't tell you
safest?
that.
What's the safest form of bank then? Like I don't know. Like there's like keep it in cash or what?
No, we just gotta start our own bank. That's the thing. The whole system has to crumble so we can build a new system. And that's the thing. The youth, we have to get the youth to see this, acknowledge this, accept that, like, hey, my current lifestyle of being lazy, wanting things the easy way, you know, bitching to my parents about having to do chores and all these like minuscule little difficulties, tribulations in life, like, doesn't matter right now.
Yeah.
What matters is our future, the future
Mhm.
of me, and realizing that I
Right.
have responsibility to inspire the kids younger than me.
Right.
Because one day, my friend, everybody else that's older than us
Mhm.
will die.
That's true.
And
Mhm.
everybody else that's younger than us
Mhm.
will be looking up to us.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I want with my future kids. If I had a kid, I'll teach them about food security, you know, all the society that's going around, and hopefully they're not like too into that whole bullshit that people are into.
When we get to the point where you're having kids and I'm having kids, we're going to live in a society that is like solarpunk. Have you heard that term before?
Solar punk?
Solarpunk.
No.
It's like we've realized that we depend on nature
Mhm.
for life as the source of life, and we respect her.
Mm.
And we also realize that we're smart enough to develop technology, and technology is moving at a rapid pace.
Mhm.
But we, instead of using it in the sense of being lazy and getting it to do our stuff for us, getting it to take care of our responsibilities for us,
Mhm.
we take control of our responsibility to sustain life, to sustain nature, the environment, and we use the technology to keep the nature sustained.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, like, we're talking about hydrocarbon sunlight magnifiers.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about
Mhm.
agricultural techno beams that, you know, they farm the crops, they help the crops. We're talking about water irrigation systems. We're talking about solar panels like times 10, like on steroids, because if we were to focus on ecological,
Mhm.
environmental, technological advancement
Mhm.
rather than marketing and entrepreneurship and all this individualism, you know?
Yeah.
Once we start focusing our attention outwards towards collectivism, right? The collective, like, how is my life impacting everybody else's life?
Mm.
Instead of, I can't survive, I need to do this for myself, for my family, just for me, my
Yeah.
business,
Right.
my money,
Mhm.
my house. Nobody else matters, you know?
That would suck.
That would suck if everybody kept thinking like that, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I think we're gonna make it towards a bright, sustainable future, like a solar punk, solar punk type of world where we're living in symbiosis with nature and technology.
Well, guess where our food source comes from then? Sun.
God.
We got ocean. We got sun. We got the land.
We got the land, yeah, and that's all we got for real. Even money comes from nature.
You think? Is it?
What is money made of?
Paper.
What is paper made of?
Oh, you know what? Yes, you're right.
Trees.
Trees, yes, trees.
My
Well,
fellow
not just
American.
not just that, but money. It's not just paper, but the printing is some kind of like the ink. I think it's like a mineral thing. I thought it was like a metal, like a printing.
Yeah. Well, every single thing that we know comes from nature, right? Even plastic.
Yeah.
What is plastic? Oil. What is oil?
Oil, underground,
Dinosaur bones. Petroleum, right?
petroleum, dinosaur, yeah.
Like
Or wood, fossil fuels.
fossil fuel, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, everything does come from nature. That's true.
And I think humanity has gone so south because humanity has been disconnected from nature on a very big scale.
Mm-hmm.
You think about places like New York City or Dubai, for example.
Yeah.
Literally a giant city in the middle of a desert with no life. What do you think could breed there? You know?
No.
An interesting thing happens when
Yeah.
a human being is disconnected from nature. When your feet is no longer touching the soil for days, for months, for years. An interesting thing happens. You know what that is?
Right. Is that like a psychological thing?
Yeah, bro. Like, you become heartless, soulless,
True.
become a money-hungering, money-laundering corporate. Like, you become like, who's like the richest person on earth right now?
Mac Zuckerberg.
Yeah, whoever that is, you know? You become one of him, you know? He doesn't give an F about Hawaii.
Yeah, he doesn't care. But
What
bought,
did he
like, the
do for
whole-
Lahaina?
He bought the whole land, right? Or the Kauai. What did Kauai?
Did he buy that?
He bought like some properties.
How
in
do you
Kauai.
buy an island? Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Yeah, you bought islands. Oh, the Tesla guy. Elon
How do you
Musk.
buy an island? How do you buy land, bruh? How do you... That's never made sense to me.
Exactly. Never made sense.
Every indigenous culture in this world built their own house.
Exactly.
It becomes your house when you build it. When you put the work into it, that makes it. That you are the creator of that thing. That is how you own something.
Mm-hmm.
Who has ever created a piece of land?
God.
God.
And then I guess like terrible humanity, like Henry J. Kaiser. He basically stole the whole Hawaii Kai area. He kicked off all the indigenous people out of Hawaii Kai and then built like a massive housing properties, massive like school education properties, right? All these corporate properties that he created.
Mm-hmm.
The people see him as like an idol, but like he's a terrible human.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. He got obsessed with power and he got obsessed with himself, you know?
Yeah.
You could see that because what did he name it?
Henry J. Kaiser.
His name. Huh. So creative.
Yeah, no.
So, like, yeah, and exactly. But at the same time, it's kind of, we pay responsibility in this piece because we are the people using his services, you know?
That's true.
Like, okay, so like Kaiser Hospital, for example.
Yeah, Kaiser Hospital.
Imagine if 50% of the hospital workers dropped their badges that day on Monday morning and said, look, I don't believe in Kaiser anymore, you know?
Yeah.
He did something that was wrong, and why am I working for this hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Because by feeding your energy into the same organizations, the same corporations, and the same entities that
Exactly.
stole your rights and your survival
Exactly, yeah.
is just giving them more power.
Exactly. This is like what it is, right? So basically, Henry J. Kaiser like made Hawaii Kai. He got all this housing property, right? And he's like telling all these indigenous people like, buy my property. Like they don't have money for that. And
It's
then,
not even his property.
Yeah, and then indigenous people have been owning that place for years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're like kicking out and they're like making them pay back again. Like,
And now we have so many people on the streets, like native Hawaiians on the streets.
exactly. If you go to like Kalihi, Alamoana, there's a lot of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Well, I think.
I think oh, the last one I should mention is about. I watched a documentary about food security system,
Oh yeah.
where like people would purposely make you get diabetes. Like they would feed you like, you know how the food cycle works, right? And they
Yeah.
make you buy a lot of junk food. Like it's just the advertising where they make you buy junk food, and then that same company also runs a medical system where they try to help you cure
Oh my God.
those diseases.
That's evil.
That's what society is.
That's what it is. Yeah. You know that has a very similar feel to drug dealers.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah,
drug
it is.
dealers on the streets.
Yeah,
They don't do drugs.
they don't.
They don't do drugs.
They
You know
don't.
what they do?
What?
They sell the drugs.
Oh.
And in fact, you know, they'll give you the drugs for free
Uh-huh.
for a couple times till you really need some more,
Hmm.
and then they'll charge you
More.
some money.
Exactly.
And now you're trapped.
Well, where do drug dealers buy drugs from, though?
Bigger drug dealers. But I think at some level, all the drugs came from the same big people that got us here in the first place.
I thought it was like came from the medical system.
Came from somewhere, bro. People make drugs, you know? Some people
no,
make
but they probably stole like ingredients from the hospitals.
pharmaceutical stuff.
Pharmacy, yeah, and then they probably
Yeah.
modified it.
But you could like meth, I think like you can make it out of like things from the grocery store.
Really?
I don't know, haven't you watched like Big Bang Theory or something?
No.
Big Bang Theory. It's about like this chemistry teacher that like he's out of money, so he makes crystal meth in like the desert in a
Really?
trailer.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Anyways, it
Yeah.
was great talking to
It
you.
was great talking. Thank you. I'll just cut the podcast. Oh, that was 27 minutes. That's not bad.